Lemmy Kilmister, best known as Mr. Motorhead, but also a member of a very interesting group called Hawkwind that people were listening to on the fringes of the music scene in the very early 70s in Britain, including a guy named David Bowie that I was hanging out with at the time. We were both aware of Hawkwind, and they had a beautiful song called Silver Machine. They were more of a hippie band, and I think what happened was Lemmy was a little bit rockin' and wild for them. I could relate to that, and maybe he had to leave. But for all his reputation, I met the guy twice, and someone asked me recently, "What's the craziest thing you ever did with Lemmy?" And I said, Lemmy wasn't crazy. Lemmy was sensitive. This is a very sensitive, very intelligent person who just really loved to do things a certain way. The guy lived simply in a apartment for years, just down the street from the Rainbow Bar and Grill. It really was a foundation of rock culture in the world for a lot of people. He was beloved. Wow, wow, wow. Great divine. Glenn also was his name. I knew him a little bit, and I knew John Waters, the director of Pink Flamingos and many others, fairly well, considering he's a director. I was down and out in LA in the 70s, and I was looking for direction in life. I heard that a movie called Pink Flamingos was going to have a premiere at the New Art Fit Cinema in Santa Monica. So I walked over there. I didn't have a car or any money. I walked a few miles. And I stood in front of the theater, and up pulled this big, beautiful American garbage truck. And the back gate of the garbage truck opened, and there was Divine. Big, fat woman. Man, woman, man, whatever you want to call it. A big girl with lots of friends like her in drag, all in the back of the garbage truck. And they spilled out onto the sidewalk, took their pictures, and then went into the New Art for the wonderful movie. What a wonderful movie that is. And, you know, the movie starts out with a shot of a trailer. I grew up in a trailer, and Pink Flamingo is the typical decoration that many people had in my trailer park and in front of their trailers. But there's this piece of music. And that's Link Ray, the swag. And I got to know John Waters later when I made Crybaby. I wanted to ask him, but I didn't. Did he put that music in because he really liked it, or because he thought it sounded so white trash? But I loved that music. White trash. White trash. White trash. Dennis Hopper was really something in the march of America from its World War II dominance built on blood until its descent to the current day. He bridged all those cultures. He was a proper trained actor when things started going funny in the 60s. And if you've seen him in Giant, then you know that he plays straight really, really well. But by the time Easy Rider came out, he weren't so straight anymore. And in the last large quarter of his life, Dennis Hopper became a very savvy art collector. And he lived toward the end in it's a very nice modernist compound on Venice Beach in California. I think a lot about how life ends for different people, including my own. And I was happy when I understood that in Dennis Hopper's case, he passed away at home, surrounded by his family and loved ones. And I think he deserved it, because he was a freewheeling son of a bitch, motherfucking cot worshiping American guy. Marlon Brando is a hell of a big subject. I guess the three big movies that people mention on him are The Wild One, probably Last Tango in Paris, and Apocalypse Now. In my life, I think The Wild One, which was about a bunch of bikers just storming around through San Bernardino County in California. And the Hells Angels were the gang, the motorcycle gang on which The Wild One was loosely based. And I loved him as Johnny, and the big line is, Johnny, what do you want? What do you got? Apocalypse Now came along for me when I was still kind of youngish. And what I always remember is Kurtz was right. Sell the wife, sell the kids, sell the house. I'm out of here. It made a big impression on me. Finally, for me in my life, I understood the guy in Last Tango in Paris. He's getting older. He's been disappointed. His relationships with women have not turned out to be what he thought they were going to be. And he just says, no names, no more. I don't want to know your name. As for Lady Gaga, there's nothing shocking about Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga is shocking for people who don't have anything else to be shocked by. She is not at all a bad songwriter or singer. She can bang out a tune pretty well, and she puts a lot of effort into costuming. And for quite a while there, I thought the clothing and some of the theatricality was pretty damn artistic. Miley Cyrus deserves a medal. She should get a medal. She really should. She kind of shocked me when I saw her MTV twerk performance, and that I was like, because she has such a little booty. I mean, it's not a real booty. And I know there were several girls who have, good African-American booties who worked them hard, were pissed off, that said she was appropriating booty culture without even having a booty. But you got to give credit to somebody who tries. And she tries. Beyonce did a great performance in the last Super Bowl, and I loved it. And she absolutely blew Coldplay away. I knew she would. She's a wonderful example of the best possible new American. But people didn't like the Black Panther symbolism. Beyonce's a damn good diva. I've seen Crossfire Hurricane, and it's a good old Rolling Stones film. My favorite part of this film is going to be the average man on the street, the stringy long hair and the middle-aged paunch saying, "Yeah, the Stones are the best band. That's my band," and the conviction with which he states the importance of his favorite artists. I think that is the root of all. That's the foundation of the arts. You lose people like that, you lose the whole thing. Then you're back to, or I should say, the popular arts. Then you're back to the patronage system, and you've got to have, some king paying Wagner a bunch of money to write swan music, which is fine, but it's not the popular arts. There needs to be arts for the people. And to make arts for the people, you need to steal from the proletariat and create a kind of new, filthy aristocracy. And that's the Rolling Stones. All right, is that good enough? That's all I'm gonna say. Okay? And I'm not a critic.